Who am I? My name is Guy Coleman, and I am a black child. I am special. Ridicule cannot sway me. I am strong. Obstacles cannot stop me. I hold my head high, proudly proclaiming my uniqueness. I hold my pace, continuing forward through adversity. I am proud of my heritage. I am confident that I can achieve my every goal. I am becoming all that I can be. I am a black child. I am a child of God. This poem, I Am a Black Child by Michael Wynn, best represents who I am as a person and the obstacles that I face each and every day as a black man in America. As a child, I wasn't exposed to the diverse representation of black beauty in the media that we see today in magazines and movies and television shows. Beauty was portrayed as blonde hair, blue eyes, and white skin. People who looked like me were portrayed as criminals and maids and slaves and pimps and thugs. However, I attended an Afrocentric elementary school called Iowa Maple, which taught me this poem, taught me the beauty of my skin, my heritage, and the courage to look in the mirror and see myself as more than what the media chooses to portray me as. This poem represents me because it discusses the beauty of being black, being proud of who you are, and standing tall in the face of obstacles and adversities. As the famous poet Langston Hughes once said in his poem, Mother the Sun, life ain't been no crystal stair. Over the course of my life, I remember several events where I've looked at the color of my skin and wondered, had I been white, would this happen? In high school, I vividly remember waiting at the 22 bus stop with my classmates as a red pickup truck with 5 white guys approached. As they drove by, they began to call us racial slurs, calling us the N-word, calling us monkeys. And in that moment, I was hurt, I was sad, and I began to feel goosebumps cover my body, facing the fact that I was experiencing blatant racism firsthand. Yeah, I've heard stories of the South, and I know what racism is, but I never thought in my life that I would experience racism firsthand. I went home that night, and I looked in the mirror, and as tears filled my eyes, I began to recite this poem. And as with each lyric, I began to feel a calmness over my body as the anger and frustration began to leave. There was another incident that I remember when I was about 18 or 19, when a friend and I were waiting outside of our other friend's house in my vehicle for them to come outside, when a police car pulled up behind my vehicle. Though I did nothing wrong, I instantly became nervous. I was unsure as why the officer was approaching my vehicle. And as he approached the window, the officer yelled, "If you move, I will blow your effing head off," as he pointed the gun at my head. I was terrified. Then my emotions switched to embarrassment as I was handcuffed and placed in the back of his squad car as the neighbors watched. I had never been arrested before, and I've never had a criminal record. However, I was being detained because I matched the description of a suspect who had been breaking into nearby schools. Let's be honest, I was being racially profiled. And as time stood still, as we waited for the officer superior, I became confused and I became conflicted as to what I did wrong. And once the officer got there, he informed me that it was a mix-up and he eventually let us leave. I went home that night shaken and distraught from that experience. I even became depressed that the color of my skin nearly had got me killed. However, though through this poem I was reassured of the beauty of my unique features and my heritage and the strength to overcome even this obstacle, I never told my parents about this incident because I knew they would be afraid. I knew that they would be worried each time I left the house, even more than they already were. So it's been a few years since I've had to lean on this poem for strength. However, through the current racial divide, the social unrest, and the perception that the lives of black people don't matter to some, has had me staring in the mirror reciting this poem and finding the beauty of my skin and the strength to move forward in the face of adversity. This poem represents me because every word defines who I am as a person and constantly reminds me that my black skin matters. Believe me, I look nothing like the struggles I've been through. So next time you see someone with Black Lives Matter merchandise on, I challenge you. Ask them why they're there protesting. Ask them what is their story. And I'm sure they'll reveal their scars and allow you to see that they look nothing like the struggle they faced. Thank you.